Hey guys, this is Chris from Empire Bricks and welcome to a brand new mock review. So this one is much bigger than the last mock review where I did a mock review on a custom Lego brickheads, and this is the epic Jedi Council Chamber. Now, for those of you who don't know, a mock review is a review where I take someone else's design, I build it, and I have a look at it to share something custom with you guys, and this is truly something special. So the story behind this is that this is a design from a guy called Jacopo Magri, and he entered this design in the Lego Ideas contest to have it made into an official set. For several reasons, it didn't make it. First of all, it's part of the Lego Star Wars line, and basically Lego doesn't do any designs that are made to fit into an existing line, so that didn't make it. And also, it's as you can see, relatively big. Way too big for a Lego Idea set. So that's kind of a bummer that it didn't make it as a set, but I did build it, and I have to say it has been a truly magnificent build in any aspect of the word. It's a little bit over 1,500 pieces, of which a lot are quite hard to get. When I started bricklinking it, I placed an order for all the pieces, and simply to check if I did do anything wrong, I wanted to check some stuff, and I tried to order it again, in the sense that I wanted to see what would happen. And basically, you can't order it twice in the Netherlands. I used up all the parts that are needed for this mock that are available in the Netherlands. New parts, that is, though, because this entire set has been built out of new pieces. That's just something that I really wanted to do. So enough details about the set. Let's have a closer look at this amazing build, starting with the entrance. So let me see. I've shared some pictures on Instagram about this set, and this is basically the entrance, and it has a mechanism. You can see this gear on top of the door. You can turn it, and the door will actually open, slide open, and that is just absolutely awesome to see that you can look inside of the mock and yeah, basically just walk through. So it's all in here. This section of the mock, I'll just have a small walk around the mock. This section is actually separate from this one and is modular in a sense that you can detach it because in between here there is more of these Technic holes and some Technic pins, and you can basically just detach the entire entrance from the rest of the mock, which is quite handy for transporting this huge thing because it's pretty big. Just look at the size of my hand. You can see that this is actually a pretty large mock. It's quite a large surface, bigger than basically any of the playsets that you can buy just in the store. So not chips, but the playsets that have kind of a scenery. So this can actually open up. The stuff that I have read about this design is that you can actually connect this to Lego power functions or a 9-volt Lego motor and make it open on itself, so automatically with an engine with power functions. But yeah, I've been thinking about it, but it doesn't really make sense. It could work, but you would see all the wiring, or you could maybe fit it into here, but you would still see a wire, and it's such a small movement that I don't think it's really worth the effort to connected to any power functions, but it is possible if you would like to. So moving on to the rest of the build. This is the Jedi Council Chamber, and that is of course from the scene most known from the Clone Wars and from episode 1, I believe, where a younger Anakin that I added just for fun. I had some figures that I thought would fit in greatly here. It's kind of presented to the Jedi Council, and they decide whether or not he should be trained. So I put in Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda. Now the thing is that you could fit the entire Jedi Council in here. There is several designs for their chairs, so you can actually see there is 1, 2, 3 designs, if I'm correct, for the several chairs. They are repeated in some way. The chairs now are in the order that the instructions say they should be, although I think Yoda should be on the head of the Jedi Council, and I think he looks best in this type chair. But I put him in this one, and I gave him this tan cheese slope to make it look like he is actually sitting there. But as you can see, he's kind of loose because he doesn't actually fit in this chair. So I might swap that around also. I don't like the fact that there's two of the same chairs next to each other. But I don't think that is something I can fix. There is not an even number of chairs in this set. But overall, I think this looks great. It really kind of pushes me to start collecting the entire Jedi Council. So most of my Jedi are in my Lego room in Sweden right now. That is where this set will end up eventually. So I would have a Plo Koon, Kiali Mundi, and I think some other Jedi, but I still need a Mace Windu, and there is some custom Jedi that I would need to complete this Jedi Council. But still, I think it looks totally awesome. The dark red really works. So moving on, you can actually see the entrance over there. So you come in over here, and these pieces on the side, these are flexible. This is where the circular part, this is one large build and connects to the entrance over there. The dark red works beautifully. The wedge pieces are kind of rare, so that makes the whole build relatively expensive, but on the other hand, they're not used that much, so you can actually get them quite easily. The red plant pieces are something that I didn't even know existed, but are quite easy to get as well. So having a further look at the total build, having a look at the outside, we can see that these are kind of wedge sections that are connected to each other with all these hinge pieces. So there's a layer of hinges inside of this bottom layer, and there's a whole ring of hinges that is attached to the top, and everything holds together. Now, if we have a closer look at this, some of you might recognize this from the Palpatine's Arrest set. If you have that set or just look up the pictures, you can actually see that this design looks very similar. So I think the original designer of this set, Jacopo Magri, actually used the Palpatine's Arrest set as sort of an inspiration for this build, I would say. Sorry, just putting down the camera over here. That's not a bad thing. I guess being inspired by something is a good thing, and the structure is quite complex. I can tell you that the instructions that I got, I didn't get it from the original designer though. I got it from somebody else, and I later found out the name of the original designer of this set. The instructions are in LDD, which is software from Lego itself, no longer supported, and it generates instructions that are not necessarily logical. So you get to add pieces over here, and then one over here, and then one over there, and sometimes it adds pieces that are needed to be placed inside of something that you have already built. So the instructions were hopelessly outdated. Some of the pieces in the instructions were actually impossible to get. So, for example, these kind of pillars that are here, there's 5 of them, are actually made out of 2 of these larger half-cylinder pieces, but they are the older ones that are 4 bricks high. They're impossible to get. The newer ones, though, are 5 bricks high, meaning that I needed to get these half-round macaroni pieces to complete the cylinder pieces over there. So there has been some trouble with pieces to complete this entire build, but it's it's a 2-year-old or almost 3-year-old design, so nothing too bad. I can just recommend checking stuff like that before you start building a custom build. Now, if you want to create this yourself and get the pieces, I will leave the contact information for the designer, Jacopo Magri, in the description below this video. You can contact him, and as far as I understand, he will reply, and it is available as instructions if you make a small donation to him. But just contact him and see what happens, and you might get the instructions and build this yourself. Now, the entire build itself, it actually is very sturdy. You can pick up the ring piece, the large circular piece, and just transport it very easily. You can, like I said, you can take off the entrance piece very easily as well. So this is also a MOC that you can really easily take with you to events, or kind of put it into storage. Taking it apart, you could actually take off the wall section. It's only attached at the bottom of the wall, and it's kind of easy to get it loose without destroying it. So you would get a long wall piece and a circular piece. The chairs come off pretty easily, so it's kind of modular build, making it very convenient to store it, transport it, take it with you. But in many ways, this is a set that is almost designed as well as Lego would do it itself. Like I said, only the instructions are a little bit hard to read. You really need to be a pro Lego builder to complete it with the instructions that are available. So guys, I'm really excited that I can add this to my collection. I will probably never take this apart. I hope to take this to an event someday, and it will end up in my Lego room in Sweden, where it will be kind of the display piece to house all my Jedi minifigures. But for now, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, watching this incredibly cool custom set. I will be working on more custom stuff in the future, so stay tuned, and like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to see more of this. Thank you all for watching, and see you all next time.